Hi everyone, Stuart Hayden here, founder of Storm Beach and on that said beach, enjoying a beautiful summer's evening. And I've got another book review for you here today. This sits firmly in the energy category, authentic energy for me. And I want to introduce you to a good friend of mine. His name is Zor, which is the title of the book, and he's a Haitian Dwarf. And the title of the book is Zor, Philosophy, Spirituality and Science. It is a cracking book. It's written by JB, which is a pseudonym, so if you go on the internet you can crack that and find out who he is on YouTube and stuff like that. For me it's probably one of my one-read books in terms of authentic energy. 2 tracks, it's a great narrative. There's a novel there of the lead character. They meet in bars, they have conversations about philosophy, spirituality and science. And for that reason it brings both essences together, because it's a story that is factual in one sense, very scientific in many ways, but also it's a great story in its own right. So, you know, in terms of that, it covers both bases. I suppose the main essence of the book is about being positive and bringing positive energy into your life, and where possible banishing that negative energy. Some wonderful stuff here in terms of textbook quantum physics, which, you know, that word is enough to scare people off, but in this sense, when you're hearing the familiar informal story told by the lead character where he meets Zor, and I don't want to say too much because there's a good story here for you to describe and discover in your own way. So here's a quick quote from the book which I love, and ever since I read this about 6 months ago, it's given me something to aim for, and I'm not saying I'm there, but I'm certainly believing in it. If I believe in it, I think I'll see it. So here goes. Everyone is searching for the click. It is that point where we actually can shut off the negative energy. Zor made a motion like he was turning down the dial on a radio. Of course, it doesn't really affect negative energy at all. It just affects our ability to experience it. When we turn the volume down on a radio set, the signal is still there. We just no longer hear it. When you cloud your mind with drugs and booze to thwart negative energy, the energy is still there. We've just temporarily disrupted its reception. And for me, that's a great message in terms of the work that I do, in terms of people finding that direction in their life, to be authentic. It's about that point where we can shut off that negative energy, where you're so aligned with your own values, and those are so aligned then to the external environment, the outer, then you can then find that place. If there is a click, I don't know, but I'm certainly willing to believe there is one, where you can shut out that negative energy. So yeah, if you fancy that, you know, any book that I would read on energy, authenticity, this is probably the most accessible because it has that narrative. It's a great story regardless, great text regardless, so it covers both bases. There's loads of other texts that are much more scientific, which I have read, but I'm not necessarily going to recommend people read because it takes a bit of getting used to, it takes a bit of getting through. So they're all there, you know, to access for as well. But Zor by JB, remember it's a pseudonym, is a top read. My read of definitely this year. So have a look at that if it interests you, and I hope you found the recommendation of use.